come up, and he is going to introduce us to Lucas Trout.
Thank you. First, a few words come to mind when I think about Lucas. Tall in mind, body, and personality. Open, witty, loud, comical, certain, but wrong. Self-confident, but not self-absorbed. A leader that can lead from in front, a leader that can lead from behind, and maybe most importantly, a leader that can allow others to lead. I've had the good fortune to be along on many, many trails with Lucas. I was on his first backpack, for instance, when we went to Eagle Lake with his buddies from Den 3. I was on his first 50-miler on the West Coast Trail when he was about 12 years old. Tough hike. Lucas took it in stride. I was with him when we went to the Passaic, second 50-miler. He was growing at that time. He brought himself a tarp to use as a tent. Roll himself up in a burrito. I remember the first night, he'd forgotten how big he'd gotten. The thing wasn't big enough to get from head to toe, or even all the way around. But you know, there wasn't a tear, and there wasn't even a frown. He just smiled and rolled over, fell asleep, and slept that way the whole week, no problem. The trail led to a steakhouse in Antigua, where Lucas was affectionately nicknamed Diente for the way he pounded down effortlessly a 20-ounce porterhouse steak. And to the stage in an old miner's cabin in Philmont, where Lucas was pitted against another scout, about a third of his height, in a comedy competition. I've had the pleasure of watching Lucas learn his leadership and refine his leadership style. Firstly, when he took over as ASPL as a freshman in high school, barely 14 years old, running this big troop from behind. He served 2 terms. He then took on the SPL role and did a phenomenal job. Set the bar that the rest of the guys now want to meet. And in preparation for tonight, I asked Tom to put together some stats about this group of eagles, because it may be a vested interest thing, but I think they've done a phenomenal job. And some of the stats, some of you may have seen this spreadsheet, it's unbelievable. One of the stats that stands out to me for Lucas is the fact that this young man has hiked, biked, and paddled while a scout here over 789 miles. In our troop's history. And as I thought about the number of miles, I realized, nobody pushed Lucas to go on those outings. He accomplished it all because he loves the outdoors, because of how much he loves the camaraderie in scouting, and because he had older scouts that motivated him. And later, because he wanted to motivate the younger scouts that were coming along. So before turning the mic over to Lucas, I'd like to say what a pleasure it's been to be along for the ride for the last 10 years, and to thank you for being a good friend of mine. Lucas, as you matured, you became a role model to the other scouts in our troop. But now as an Eagle, you were truly a role model to all of us.
I want to start by thanking everybody who's helped me get here, and that's a list that I can't possibly fit into just a couple minutes. So I just want to name out the Scoutmasters: Marty Talker, Greg Moss, Scott Campbell, Steve Troutman, of course. Everybody else in this troop, whether you know it or not, you helped me get here, adults and scouts. Adults, whether it's just being part of this troop or being a merit badge counselor. Scouts who provided role models for me learning how to be a leader, or scouts who's let me lead them as a leader. Above all, you've all been part of Troop 186, and none of us could be here without the troop to back us up. Ever since I can remember, I wanted to be an Eagle. When my dad first started taking me camping, I remember him talking about what it meant to be an Eagle. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle, he said. It's something that will follow you and serve you for the rest of your life. My dad has been one of the greatest motivations during my journey towards Eagle and throughout my time in the troop. He has been my role model, my scoutmaster, and my friend. Thank you, Dad. Almost all of my fondest memories in my life so far are with the troop. Winning hullabaloos at Camp Parsons and Octopus Cups, walking 3 miles down glacial rivers because the trail just kind of disappeared. Whatever. Tom Hughes, just another name to throw out there. We make a lot of fun of him, but he's provided some of the most lasting memories that I will hold with me forever. We're never lost, we just aren't where we want to be. Whatever. I mean, at Philmont, everything went as it was supposed to go, and we don't really have any stories to tell from that. I mean, we just kind of showed up at camp and did our thing. Boy Scouts don't really have a reputation for being the coolest group of kids around. Most people think of us as just a random bunch of guys running around with our knee-high socks learning how to tie knots. Now, Troop 186 is pretty hardcore, but we all have at least part of us that's pretty dorky. And to me, that's the best part of being part of 186. We're a collection of dorks that love each other for that inner dork, and when we band together, we do some pretty incredible things. Thank you all.